Coach Gray, you guys were coming into the Classic off of a big win at Flying to the Hoop over Bellbrook, a state-ranked Division I team that was undefeated. What did that do for your squad coming from that event and that big win up here?
I think it gave them some confidence. I mean, not that they were lacking it going in, but I think anytime you can go into that kind of an event, which is just a great atmosphere down there at Flying to the Hoop, and play as well as we played that day against a really quality Bellbrook team, I think it maybe made our kids realize, like, hey, we can, when we're locked in and we're all playing together, we can do some pretty good things. And I think they carried that into today's game. I think, coming in here to today, the whole goal with this weekend was to try to make our kids uncomfortable as we can make them. I think when you try to make deep playoff runs, you got to put your kids in spots where they're uncomfortable and get comfortable being uncomfortable. And hopefully with this weekend, that's what we were able to do.
Now, you guys had a really good performance today. What is it about your offense and your squad that allows you guys to just get up and down the floor so well and put points on the board almost effortlessly?
Well, credit to the kids. They've played a lot of basketball. Their parents have kind of allowed them to be gym rats and have encouraged them to be gym rats. So, this group of kids, they've played a lot of basketball, and they played a lot of basketball together, which I think when you watch us play, you can tell that we've got some chemistry. I like that, of course, Morgan and Riley kind of get the majority of the hype when people talk about Tri-Village, but we've got a lot of other kids that are pretty solid as well and really buy into their roles. When you talk about the job that Megan Downing can do defensively by plugging the paint and being a shot blocker, and then Tori Richards, the way she guards on the perimeter is unreal. I mean, she really takes other kids kind of out of the game, and then you've got Delaney who can knock down open shots, and she knows that she's a catch and shoot kid and doesn't try to do too much. So I think that's kind of what makes this team gel.
Now, you guys are obviously state is always goal for you guys, and you've been kind of chasing Fort Loramie and Minster over the last several years, and I'm pretty sure that this year and next year was kind of a target for you guys as maybe the years that you guys could break through. What have you guys done since last year to try to make that last jump to get from district champions through the regionals?
I think the big thing we've done is just what we talked about. We're trying to put our kids in situations that are tough. If you look at our non-league schedule is brutal, and a lot of those games are not in our gym. We're playing at other people's places. We're trying to make the kids take long trips and have to play a game, sleep in hotels and have to play a game. In the off season, as a coaching staff, we did a lot of soul searching on what we could do to try to compete with teams who gave us some issues. So we're trying to not be so programmed offensively. We're trying to let the kids just play a little bit, so that when our sets, which we still like to run our sets, but when our sets aren't working, our kids can just play. I think in past years when our sets have broken down, our kids tended to freak out a little bit, and that's really the big step that we've made this year in terms of changes within our own program. And defensively, we're trying to get out and guard a little bit harder. That's the big things, I guess.
Now, Fort Loramie is obviously the gold standard in your region. They've been, I think, 2 straight state championships. They're still undefeated this year. Like, does that give you guys extra motivation, or does it kind of go the other way? Like, man, we thought this would be the year, but they're still loaded. I mean, you knew that they were always going to be good, but keeping an eye on the team that you know that you have to go through, and they're still undefeated. Like, what does that do for you guys' psyche?
Yeah, it's Fort Loramie obviously is a machine. There's a ton of talent up there. They've got great coaching. Carla Siegel does an unbelievable job getting her kids to play super, super hard. And, they've just got a kind of a environment that those kids just understand that playing hard is it's the standard, is the way they do things. And this group of kids is continuing to buy into what she does. But, I think Carla would also be the first to tell you that it's not just Tri-Village and Fort Loramie in the Southwest District and Southwest region. There's a boatload of teams down there that are really, really tough, and we always have to be on our A game through our tournament run to get through that. And usually the team that can kind of get through has a pretty good chance. Division IV in the Southwest region is just unbelievably tough.
Now let's talk about the Classic and specifically. You guys have been up here multiple times. I believe you've been up, maybe not last year with all the COVID stuff, but you're always up here. You got to spend 2 nights up here before you actually play the game. Like, what is it like for your kids to come play in this environment and outside of basketball? Obviously, that's what's most important. But what do your kids look forward to the most? What do they do when they're up here, and how they spend a day off yesterday?
Yeah, so we love coming to this event because of the cultural experience. We can find good basketball games at a lot of different places, but this event itself has the best games, and it also has what I think is a valuable educational cultural experience for our kids, something we don't really see a whole lot of down where we're from. So that's why we enjoy coming here. When we got up here Saturday, of course, we played at the Flying to the Hoop Saturday morning. We left straight from there to come up here. When we got here, we went out to dinner, checked into the hotel first, and went out to dinner at the Berlin Homestead, which, great food if you haven't been there. Got home that night and just kind of relaxed in the hotel. Brought them back, watched some games here that evening, watched a couple games, and then Sunday morning was getting up, watching film. Our boys played in the Flying to the Hoop yesterday, so we bought that online package so the kids could watch it. And then we had practice, came back, watched a little bit more film, and just enjoyed the evening. I let the kids kind of relax around the hotel, went out to eat at Park Street Pizza, which again was amazing. And
the only place on Sunday you can eat almost.
Yeah, there's wasn't a whole lot of options. So they took reservations, so we were like, we're going there. But it was great. And then today was business. Today was get up, make sure we get a good breakfast, come here, and let's remember what we made this trip for. So kids handled it really well.
Well, congratulations on a big weekend, and good luck the rest of the year. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for you guys.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.